Northwood Golds on the first hole.
Goal is to make it through this little gap here between the trees right at the first, and then it hooks pretty hard to the left at the end. 276 feet. We're playing the blue tees today.
So I had a good tree kick on my drive. I'm gonna throw my sweet Kevin Jones Tour Series A3 that I just got in the mail.
So what's the plan here?
I'm gonna throw a forehand down the left gap or a hyzer down the right gap.
Which one?
Still don't know yet.
Is up by a tree. Gotta probably throw a forehand route. There's the basket. There's no such thing as a fast round at Northwood. Dayne decided to clean his disc there, so after the penalty stroke, this will be for a 7, I believe. What's the play here, Dayne?
Big backhand down the center. It's a very hard course. They played in Ledgestone, which is a big tournament, and they played it in Worlds last year, 2 years ago, I can't remember. So it's probably one of the hardest courses in Illinois.
Nice shot.
Well, that worked.
Okay, this is a par 4, so he had a good out shot there. Still got it up. You can just see the basket peeking over the hill there. Good par. Okay, number 4, 309 foot par 3.
I'm going to throw my H3 V2. The play here is just throwing it right down the gap and trying not to get on the sides of the fairway because there's some pretty thick brush. Alright, so I got it out of the brush. I'm going to just try to throw a skip shot on the ice up to the basket.
Whew, right between my legs.
Okay, so we're on hole 5, 354 feet, it's par 3. It's a pretty long hole for par 3. You have to throw it right down the gap. I'll be throwing my H4.
Landed in a little clearing, but it's a tough shot. He's got to get out through that gap, and then basket's down here. Sorry, I missed the shot, so he's going to throw another one here. He'll play whichever one's better. His first one was better.
Shot again. It's a pretty hard turn.
Skip Tipped a little farther than he meant to, but probably make this putt. All right, hole 6, 330 foot par 3. This is actually a relatively easy hole for this course. Got a few trees to get through, but it's not too far and not too tight.
H3, V2.
So Dane, it looks like everything's coming out left today. So what do you need to do to fix that?
I probably need to step. I'm probably stepping flat, so my feet are like this. I probably need to step a little to the right more. So then my body, when I release, my chest is right at the basket.
So you get a little later release that way?
Yep. Kevin Jones, A3, swirl.
Okay, number 7's a 325 foot par 3. It's got a left to right movement to it. So what are you throwing, Dane?
D3. Gotta throw it down the gap and hope to get through it.
Got the full flight, good shot. The blue tee is completely covered in ice and snow, so Dane's opting to play the gold tee instead for hole 8. Gold tee is 680 feet, par 4. This is probably a roller hole. Not bad.
Okay, so we got like 400 feet left to the pin. We're throwing my H3 V2. Okay, so I have a tight gap here, so I'm going to throw my X3 on a forehand flex line and hope to get through.
Oh, caught the tree.
Okay, so I have about 200 feet left for my par, which is pretty bad, so I'll be throwing my X3.
Oh, big skip. Got about 25 foot left for bogey, which from the gold tee is pretty good. Okay, hole 9's a pretty fun hole, 279 foot par 3. It's got a huge left to right hook, so it's a forehand hole or a big backhand turnover. Can't see the basket, it's hidden behind those pine trees. What's the play, Dane?
Real big Anheuser shot or a big forehand, so I'm not a big forehand player, so I'll be throwing my F7.
Backhand turnover.
Oh, that's bad.
Too much turnover.
Okay, so we got 2 trees in the way. Well, 3 actually. These 2 big pine trees on the right, and then this little sticky tree on the left. I'm going to be throwing my A3 backhand and hoping to just glide it right up to the basket.
Finished up with a nice easy tap in for par. I think left him at 8 over for the front 9. So we're not sure if we're gonna have time to get the whole back 9 in, but we're gonna try. Hole 10's another tough one, 465 feet, par 4. First shot, you kind of want to get up there close to where it turns. So your second shot, you can kind of attack the basket if you want to have a chance for birdie.
Okay, I'm going to throw my X3 on this hole. It's a very overstable disc, so it should go right down the gap and turn left hard. Oh, that's terrible.
I suggested an overstable mid-range here into the gap, but Dayne doesn't like conservative. We'll see if it went too far. Not bad. So Dayne, your first tournament's tomorrow, right?
Yep.
3-man throwdown triples. Who you playing with?
I'm playing with Brock Martin and Brock Magnuson.
Which courses?
Roanoke Park, my home course, and then Eureka.
Well, after about 15 minutes of looking for the disc, we found it about 200 feet farther than you wanted to throw it. Should have gone with the mid-range like Dad said. So now we're off our fairway, so he's gonna have to try and find a way back. Good film work there, Jake. Got a 18-footer for 6 here. Hole 11's a fun one. This is another either forehand or backhand turnover, but it's not as sharp. It's only 260 feet, par 3.
Okay, I'll be throwing a forehand on this hole, X3.
That was some masterful footage by the photographer there. It was a great shot of Dayne's back while the disc was flying up to about 3 feet away from the pin. It's a great drive. Sorry you guys couldn't see it. Nice birdie. So this is one of those holes that it pays to not be a pro. We've only got 725 feet. Still a par 5. I believe this is the hardest hole in the course. You can get a look here up the fairway. A lot of trees, narrow gap. It's a tough hole.
Okay, I'll be throwing my D3. Just trying to get it over this like big ravine here. Try to get it in the middle of the big landing zone out there.
Nice shot. All right, that was a great drive. He's got a good position here to throw a backhand and let it fade back left, but you got to get up over this hill, which makes it really tough to get good distance. What are you gonna throw?
H1 V2.
Big overstable disc.
And right here.
Well, at least you skipped up into the middle. We'll have a good look at the pin from there, just a long throw.
Okay, so I have a great look at the pin. I'm about 225 feet out. I'll be throwing my X3. Oh, that's bad.
Bye-bye birdie. Good shot, get out. All right, he's got a putt for par here, but it's obstructed and probably about 40 feet. Oh, good effort. Good bogey. Oh, we're gonna skip hole 13. We're about middle of the fairway here. It's a pretty fun hole, but really tough. There's OB all along the left here with water and a big ravine. So it's a good one to skip if you're gonna skip one. All right, we've only got about 15 minutes before we gotta be done, so that's why we skipped 13. There's a few holes we really wanna try and get in because they're really fun. This is one of them, number 14, 330 foot, par 3, throwing over a huge gully. Nice straight shot.
Okay, so I'll be throwing my H4, throwing it on a little bit of hyzer and hoping that it flips up and goes straight.
So Dayne, what other tournaments are you signed up for?
I'm signed up for a Kenna Lake Flex for Ledgestone, a Bradley Flex for Ledgestone. I'm number 2 on the wait list in Ledgestone, the real event. And I have a NADGT exclusive event at McNaughton's pretty soon.
Plus the Memorial Day Bash that's here and at Westwood.
Yep.
Well, sometimes you think you had a good shot and it was a good shot, but you get up to it and realize it's not in a good spot. We're not sure. We didn't look at the T sign, so we're going to call it casual. So this is his second shot. Good up. All right, hole 15 is another one we wanted to try and get in. It's kind of got an island green. Tough. You can read the description there. Anything coming to rest outside the 2 staked areas is OB. Fun shot. You can lay up or try and go for the green.
Okay, so I'll be throwing a 4-hand flex down the right side gap. I'll be throwing my X3.
Might be inbounds. Well, we got up here, and if you look down the stake line, he is inbounds by about a foot. So got a shot for a par here.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh. That's OB. Okay, with the penalty stroke on the last hole, 2 putt, I think ended up with a 6. So we're out of time. This is 16's fairway here. This is actually, if you were throwing from the gold tee, this is another really hard par 5. We were hoping to get in number 18 before we had to leave, but we'll have to get that a different day. So I think that's all we got. Dayne, any final words?
I think I played pretty good here. I think I shot 11 or 12 over. I think I can improve on some of my putts and keep practicing my release and my drives. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.